Tonight, as President-elect Donald Trump is preparing for a widespread immigration crackdown when he takes office 25 days from now, we're seeing a crack between some of his top advisors and his Maga base. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are both facing major blowback from their own supporters for not only backing, but encouraging offering more visas to highly skilled foreign workers. Over the Christmas holiday, Musk posted this online saying, "Think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be." He later added, "I'm referring to bringing in, via legal immigration, the top 0.1% of engineering talent as being essential for America to keep winning." He's talking about H-1B visas, which allow employers to hire highly skilled foreign workers. Musk, who himself is from South Africa, said that he once had this kind of visa, and he's arguing that Silicon Valley is facing a shortage of excellent engineering talent, as he put it. But the annual cap on those kinds of visas right now is at $65,000, with another $20,000 for those who get a master's or a doctorate in the U.S. Musk is being backed up by his partner in Trump's government efficiency initiative, Vivek Ramaswamy. He says it's a cultural issue that there aren't more competitive engineers in the U.S. Here's what he said online: "A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers.
That's
a
true.
culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell or Stefan over Steve Urkel and Family Matters will not produce the best engineers."
That's true. I mean, we have a culture that celebrates entertainers and rappers and athletes more than we celebrate thinkers and engineers and doctors and lawyers. Doctors and lawyers get no visibility. That is not something that we champion inside the United States of America. And unfortunately, once you start traveling, especially to some of these more competitive countries that still want to take advantage of the United States of America capitalistic system, you'll realize that honestly, they are more educated, they are willing to compete more, they have a greater dedication to what success is supposed to look like. And here's the caveat on top. A lot of times when they come to and attend our universities, they pay significantly more without any kind of FAFSA or student loans or anything like that. And so universities often at times recruit them and they become the valedictorians and do really good and be successful when it comes to their studies and then translate that into success in corporate America or whatever it is that their, respective field is, which is usually a STEM field. And so the reality is that we don't in Western culture in the United States of America champion the person that is the nerd. Often at times, even women don't go for the nerd, but in other cultures, even within the United States of America, that is a thing, and it is very, very hard. Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk in this instance are right, and they are talking about legal migration. Let me preface this conversation by saying that it's a difference between letting people just run over to the border and then giving them free hotel rooms and food cards and cash for them to do what they want to do, and then they become a part of the gang because the prisons over in Guatemala and other countries are letting them out in order to make sure that they basically infiltrate the United States of America and lower crime in their own countries. That's not what this is. What this is recruiting the top 0.1% worldwide. Whether people like it or not, we are competing on a global stage. We are not just competing internally amongst each other. This is not just the United States of America. This is the United States of America versus everybody. And if you want to compete against everybody, then you got to get the top talent. I would hate for somebody else to have had Elon Musk versus us having him inside the United States of America as far as a thought leader and engineer. I would have hate for somebody else to had Steve Jobs instead of us having Steve Jobs inside the United States of America. And for the top jobs, honestly, it is very hard to find the best people possible. It's hard to even find people that don't feel entitled, but you get what you compete for and you get what you negotiate. And so if you are great at what you do, those type of people don't apply for jobs. Those type of people get recruited. Let's continue.
But that argument is not going over well with Trump's MAGA base, certainly not online. Some of them saying, "We did not ask them to engineer an immigration policy." Tech wants indentured servants, not high-skilled workers. You don't even know what MAGA immigration policy is. Now, Trump himself, who I should note restricted H-1B visas in his first
MAGA immigration policy is that you shouldn't be over here illegally. It's pretty standard. It's not something that needs to be figured out. It's you should not be over into this country illegally. But nobody is against legal migration into this country. We're against illegal migration into this country, and that's the problem. That was the problem of them letting all of those tens of millions of people over here without documentation, and then us taking taxpayer dollars in order to justify their existence over here.
term, has said on the campaign trail this time around that he did want to make it easier for educated foreigners to work in the U.S.
What I want to do and what I will do is you graduate from a college, I think you should get automatically as part of your diploma a green card to be able to stay in this country. And that includes junior colleges too. Anybody graduates from a college, you go in there for 2 years or 4 years. If you graduate or you get a doctorate degree from a college, you should be able to stay in this country.
My political sources tonight are former New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, CNN political commentator and Republican strategist Sir Michael Singleton,
We
and
already
also
know that the
CNN
woman
economics
that's on
and
the right is
political
gonna be the
commentator
feminist
Catherine Rampell.
and a liberal.
Catherine, you
So-
have covered this issue for a long time. Can you just lay out what we're looking at here in this divide between what Elon Musk says he thinks would be the best for the United States and why we are seeing something that we have not seen, frankly, almost at all lately, which is a lot of people in the MAGA universe outright disagreeing with him, arguing with him, and breaking with him online?
So
Who are these people anyway?
Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in this particular case, I think are exactly right. America's ability to attract
Maybe
talent
she
from
is
around the
right.
world is basically our economic superpower.
It is.
The fact that in
Everybody
particular
want to
we've
come
been
here.
able to attract high-skilled immigrants quite reliably in this country over the past century or so is why we have this enduring leadership in science, tech, and
That is
business.
correct.
So just as an example, of all Fortune 500 companies, about half of them were founded by immigrants or the children of immigrants. And of the Nobel laureates, American Nobel laureates who have received prizes for the hard sciences this century, about 40% of them are immigrants
That is
who came to this
100%
country.
true.
So again, this is our superpower, and I'm very glad that Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy recognize it. I very much hope
They didn't get to
that
where they
they
are
are
by
able
being
to
stupid.
influence Donald Trump on this particular issue, but I'm doubtful about it because, just as you mentioned, in his first term, Trump was actually quite hostile to legal immigrants, in particular, by the way, high-skilled legal immigrants. He made it really hard for them to come here, not just those who wanted work authorization, international students who cross-subsidize American students, by the way. He basically harassed them, and
I saw a cap. I knew it was something wrong about her. We all know.
made it very difficult for them to keep their legal documents in order. That's because, as much as Trump has said, oh, he only objects to illegal immigration, he's very much in favor of legal immigration. His policies don't bear that out. And that's partly because Stephen Miller is the one who was the architect of Donald Trump's immigration policies last time around and will probably do so.
No, Trump just didn't want people to not to overstay their visas and to be over here illegally. And so there's a hard line. There has to be a hard line, but there also has to be reform when it comes to how fast and how effectively we process these requests in order to figure out whether or not you should be here or you shouldn't be here. But you just cannot be inside of the country illegally. And so it's not that he made it very hard. It was that Trump enforced the law. That's really what it is. Trump is enforcing a law. And so that's the difference, and that's the caveat to this. But we knew that she was going to somehow, some way try to make this about Trump being negative. Y'all let me know what y'all think about recruiting the top engineering talent in the world to come and work at the United States of America legally versus illegal immigrants inside of this country. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.